Welcome, brothers and sisters, generals, to another edition of EBX Discussion. And salute to my son Ethan. That's who's playing at the beginning. And that was actually a live concert at a band concert he had here a few days ago. And what you hear is the French horn. You got the saxophone. You got the trumpets. You got the drums. You got the big bass boom drum. I mean, you got flutes. You name it, violas, and we had a good time. It was me, it was Ethan, his two sisters, and his mom, and got that footage right here on Lord Lamont's and I's channel. And I love that raw, authentic sound with no computer or none of that, And I'm telling you, as I always say, brothers and sisters, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. And again, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. Salute to Lord Lamont, my family, and those who's looking on and just doing what we have to do to stay upright and vigilant in this life. Salute like our ancestors did, brother and sister, who fought so very hard to get many of us on that foundation we're standing on, firm right now. Now, as I said, Lord Lamont can play the guitar, Ethan can play the French horn, and his sister Angel plays the viola. And it's wonderful when our kids can pick up skills, something other than social media, the normal stuff, something different outside of this world, a global perspective, brothers and sisters. And it's wonderful, as I always say, being educated about different music, different genres, and a little classical. I mean, just about everything, because as I said, hip hop has sampled from just about every type of music, every genre, real talk. And it's wonderful to know that, and I'll say, if you like doing hip hop, keep on doing it. Or if you do music, period, don't care how old we get, if that passion, that fire there, keep doing it. That's why I always say, be of the world and never in it, because everyone has a right to sing a song or kick a verse, you know what I'm saying? Whether they could rap or not. If it's passion, authentic, coming from the soul, do what that great divine puts in our soul to do. And that's brother, sister, family, in the world, online. And I just wanted to start that intro. I'm proud of Ethan. And again, if you could hear all those instruments, those are all youth playing those instruments. And that piece in the intro also is an African piece. If you heard the little chink, 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 that's African. And I don't know exactly what the name of it was, but it was an African piece. So salute. And my son Ethan had his suit on and his bow tie, and he was crispy for the event. So I think that's wonderful, that they let the children experience the African culture of music, because that's where it stemmed from. It all started with the drum, and man, the rest was history. So again, welcome those. Stay positive as much as possible, as well as real. Enjoy and get our laugh on every now and then, because as those that ride along with us, leaders and teachers with a student spirit, should already know by now that Lord Lamont and myself, we love comedy. We've made many podcasts and videos speaking on comedy, so get our laugh on sometimes too. Don't let this world make us become a robot and like Frankenstein. No, always stay connected to that righteous human spirit and know that we human, We ain't no zombie out here. Enjoy life and appreciate beautiful moments. I actually did a little small clip on that where I actually showed my face. Yep. Embrace who we are and thrive through this life. And always appreciate the gift of serenity, which you see on the banner. And this is we gonna call this couch talk in nature, and having tranquil composure, which is not easy to come by, but we know when we know. So that's what this represents on the banner, just a place of tranquil composure where we sit and, think and get to the root of solutions, if any, whether it's in ourselves, like I say, children, family, personal lives, something in the world, man, whatever it takes to keep our minds strong, healthy, and getting better and better and greater, and learn from our warriors out here. Start comparing ourselves to each other. We all have something to bring to the table, because some I love to say, great divine, it's a trillion and billion abilities and gifts out there great divine has for us. But again, it always go back to everyone is on their own journey. And tranquil composure ties into every aspect of our life, because those moments of deep thought and thinking, we'll come up with a solution one way or another. I always say we come into a challenge, tackle it at every angle, put it on the back burner. Don't just dismiss it. There's always a way if we're seeking, or if anything, find the easiest solution possible, because serenity breeds solutions all day long. If we stay in that space, shield ourselves away from things that keep our mind from wandering, and stay on point. But again, don't forget to have fun and joy too, but those meaningful conversations are good, because I watch a lot of powerful platforms, and I see some wonderful discussions on some. Be thankful for those who have meaningful discussions that can sort through solutions and see why hip hop is the way it is, or life is the way it is, and just work on a solution. As I love to say, and hate to sound cliche, and many of us have heard this, always be the solution and never ever the problem, because it's a toxic ripple effect when one is a problem. Real talk. We gotta, be the best of ourselves so we can breathe in this life, because if we're surrounded and mixing ourselves and indulging in chaos 24/7, now again, we're human, we make mistakes, but if we're aware and we continuously do things on purpose that's toxic, then, we'll never get better, have to, and it just feels better. We breathe, when we're not suffocated by wrong choices. As Tracy Morgan said, one of our, Lord Lamont and myself, one of our favorite comedians, we did a tribute to him, choices is everything. I'm telling you, when we learn, I always say we extract the needed tools of the past, but we don't lag, and incorporate it into the present so we can bless or bliss our youth in the future, because a lot of us, we're going to be ancestors one day. That's a reality. So what we do right now will ultimately benefit us. Say it together, folks, in the future. It could be near, far, as I heard brother Rizza Islam and many other brothers and sisters that think like him. I just seen a little post, and he put at the top, keep building, be a threat, but he was speaking righteously, be a righteous threat, to this devil out here. So, and we know Rizza Islam always said he's a human AI. Real talk. The brother is powerful, got to respect that, and he's fought some wars. Real talk. So we never know what one may have been through. So that's why we can't jump off impulses, and we got to think, tranquil composure is the best. It's the best power one can have. Real talk. But we have to stay on it so we can keep developing it and learn how to understand and overstand and understand things, see this world and things in this world for what it is. But again, we be of the world and never in it, because we see so much more when we're of the world, when we tap in to that gift of serenity, Again, I'm proud of my children, and you can hear that in the intro. It was wonderful, man. It's just a different vibe, I love raw instruments, and like I say, I know the AI and technology, and I know all this stuff, but nothing is more powerful and more fulfilling than the human spirit and human connection. Real talk. So, I would say if I had to do a 1 to 100, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna reiterate what Erykah Badu said. It just keep coming up in my spirit, but it's brilliant. I gotta bring it up again. I've spoke on this before. Some Erykah Badu said. She said 85% of the planet are followers. She said 10% are creators and leaders. And she said 5% are observers. So, and again, I say that's a good way to evaluate the world and ourselves. So, and I'm telling you, some people can be followers without even knowing it, especially if they're following the wrong thing. That's why I say we got to get rid of that narrative. We're not followers. There's a leader in all of us, just in different areas and different aspects of our life. But if we know that gift of serenity and we get into deep thought from time to time, we'll be amazed what will come up in our spirit, whether we just live in a righteous physical life or a deep spiritual life, either or. Great things will come, adventurous things. I always remind us, I always say, spell breakers, just think of those divine moments that happened in our life that protected us from things that we can't explain. And a lot of those moments like that stem from moments of meditation and getting into ourselves on the regular, and we can prevent a lot of things that way too. It's more than just, sounding like this deep spiritual person and you sit somewhere with your eyes closed. You can meditate anywhere. You can work out solutions anywhere. Like I can turn it on. I can meditate anywhere because I've over time, especially if you've been through a lot of fires in your life and a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, we can meditate anywhere. You can meditate in the car. I find myself doing that. Be quiet. Don't say nothing, or I put on something positive or something like that, or it can be quiet. I just have something positive in one's soul, mind, and spirit. And over time, I say a level of awareness or age, find ourselves doing this a lot. And this is how we can see things, and be in that anticipation mode and stay away from drama and trouble, and try our best to share and teach others to carry that same thing, not just be in our head all the time, and really enjoy beautiful moments and see beautiful things in this world amongst the negative things, because we're aware of that already, and it's good to be like that, because things won't catch us off guard, when we stay in that tranquil composure. It's beautiful. And again, this is called Couch Talk in Nature. So just imagine us just sitting here on the couch. You at E-House right now in another nature podcast, looking at the beautiful waterfall and the beautiful sky. Again, you couldn't tell me this wouldn't make you feel refreshed waking up to a home like this and looking out to the water and the birds chirping. I actually heard birds chirping this morning. And I always say good day, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in, whatever part of the world we're in right now. May that great divine protect us, keep us strong and prospering, connecting to our families, children, and significant other. But most of all, ourselves. Keep our soul intact and keep us strong and generals out here. Staying the generals we always have been. We just more powerful now, and keep evolving, growing, and learning righteously. Never stop learning and growing. Always and forever. Keep what, folks? A student spirit. And that great divine is our biggest supporter. Always have been. Again, think of those divine moments that we have had in our life that protected us from things that sometimes could have took us out. I use that example of Tracy Morgan. He said he was in a coma for 10 days. So again, that's the brother we really would want to listen to that could tell us something about that other side. So that's our evidence, divine moments in our life that protected us from things, whether it's an almost car accident, especially anything like that, or something we may have done to help our family or significant other, a child. Just think of those moments. That's our evidence. So always have been our supporter, It be in great divine and Mama Nature protects us when we don't even know we're being protected. Even people who out here willy-nilly doing shit, not aware, protecting them too. Because great divine and Mama Nature is the author of patience and time. But if one is healthy, nothing wrong with them, and they're aware, it's going to come a time where great divine is going to put that spirit of what? Accountability in our soul. So, yep, and great divine is a loving force as well as Mama Nature, but also will spank that ass. Real talk, because that's who holds the true power overall. Real talk. So this little speck we call Earth. Just be grateful for what we have, and and stay firm. Like I said on the podcast I did, I think it was yesterday, called Stand Firm. Spoke on an ancestor. His name was James Leonard Farmer Jr. And I got to speak to some other family members about him. And that was yesterday's podcast. I really enjoyed that. And Lord Lamont, I haven't heard from him. We should be doing a father and son discussion today. So if not today, it'll be soon. Haven't came up with a topic yet, but I want it to be something similar to what we see on the banner, and just discuss some things, but kind of chill out sometimes, because our emotions can be in different directions. Sometimes we aggressive, we righteously angry about something, and then sometimes we smooth, we mellow, but when we know ourselves deeply, man, it's just wonderful. We can breathe when we're not suffocating ourselves with wrong things and really fighting against that human flesh. We must conquer the human flesh. That's a must, brothers and sisters. We all have challenge. Me too, so, but if we here right now, wherever part of the journey we're on, or wherever part of the world or globe we're on right now, we are here for a reason or a purpose. We just got to know what that purpose is, and big or small, just, man, start growing, building, and learning righteously, and never stop. Even through the mix of the so-called storms, don't give a damn. Keep on going, because great things always come, and we'll see it in the world. Those who are evil, let them be evil. We just put them all in the corner. Let them do what they do. We gonna do what we do, because we God-fearing, the real God-fearing generals out here that ain't taking no shit from no punk-ass devil. Real talk. And that's what the gift of serenity is all about. We get into our deep thoughts, and we speak with that divine. And remember, great divine ain't this little weak, small little force. Again, it's the most powerful thing we'll ever experience. We gotta treat it like it's the most powerful thing. And as I said, it's our biggest supporter. Always have been from birth. We all are born with a righteous spirit, as we know. It's just things happen along the way. Some of us stray, never come back. Some stray, get lost, and man, all the way up into their transition. But some get a hold to that real truth and can't unsee the truth, especially within ourselves. Pick up that torch and keep on blazing. And great divine, Mama Nature, will blaze right along with us. Real talk. So be thankful if we're standing in tranquil composure, because that's our superpower, And I'm going to get to a hip hop break, of course. And again, salute to Ethan. I'm so proud of him. And those instruments, I love hearing raw instruments, and seeing all those instruments in person is just wonderful, And that African piece, I had to record that, So, and I've always wanted to play some classical music in the intro. And Lord Lamont and I, we tried it, and we got copyrighted on a couple of videos. So now one has my own music, right? And, and it's authentic, and it's my son that's involved with it. So that's great, And you hear it in the intro. So, man, serenity breeds great solutions, and serenity breeds creativity, ideas, ideas is what start righteous things in this world, and a righteous impact, like I said about many historians before us, brother or sister. And brother James Leonard Farmer Jr., and that's my last name, as I said. And again, Farmer is the foundation of my family. So that's why I kind of, that history and research about James Farmer, that was really for me and Lord Lamont. And, and salute to his father, James Leonard Farmer Sr., and his mother was Pearl Marion Houston Farmer. So salute to his parents for what they created. It's just beautiful when two come together and create a warrior, man, or a general in his life. So, and again, always call out protection on those in their life who may be having challenges, because again, I always think about those who aren't living a good life and aren't doing so well. May great divine be in their life and help them to find the best solution possible. But we got to be in the space of wanting a solution, looking for a solution. We can't let the ways and the sways of the world have us all worrying, and I know it's in this world, it can be very, very, very challenging, with the economy, and not everybody is doing good financially or physically or spiritually, but do whatever it takes, again, to get to the best solution possible. Because again, I don't take light of nobody down and out and depressed, and that's a especially if one wants to do better and things are out of their control, and they want to grow and do better in those areas I just said. So, but find the best solution possible. But whining and crying and complaining, you won't get nowhere. You just be running in a vicious cycle. Find the best solution possible. Hang on to it. Attach yourself to it. Connect ourselves to it righteously and grow from there. And do the best we can where we are, and seek to do greater. Don't let this world get us down ever. I'm talking about the toxic part of this world. That's why I say it's a must that we be of the world, not in it. And, I know we hear that in religion, but this is above and beyond that religion crap. Not putting nobody's beliefs or nothing down, but it's about connecting to our spirit, because, and I've heard this from teachers and I've learned on my own, this is what we hear from some of our most powerful philosophers, whether male, female, brother, or sister. Religion and spirit is two different things. We're not born with religion, but we're born with the spirit. Ponder that. Now, again, that's for me too. I had to learn this on this walk. These things that I'm saying now, these are things I never thought about or knew. I learned things from teachers too along the way. As I love to say, we learn from a righteous, real teacher, and we only feel good from a preacher, and I'm just going to put a period in that, because we need something that'll impact us for life, not nothing that just make us feel good in the moment. And the old saying goes, one goes to church. I don't go to church. I'm with Great Divine. I put Great Divine in everything. I don't need a building for that. But that's just my theory and or opinion. But as the old saying goes, one goes to church on Sunday and act like the devil all week. So no, and you just keep repeating the cycle. And one has to get our butts up off the pew. We got to take the lead. There's a leader in each and every one of us. It's just a matter of how we think, how we are in our spirit. Of course, we have to be a righteous emphasis on a righteous leader deep within, and then it will automatically manifest on the outside. Again, not always something huge is big or small, whatever area we are in our life. You might need to be a leader in one's family. We have to know what that great divine, what our position is in life. Not that we stay low and, but just know what our position in life, as long as it's impacting ourselves righteously, humanity, and our culture in some way. Because just doing right in our family and building a strong structure in one's family right where we are, you're giving to humanity that way, because it'll transcend to our kids. So we're still giving. It don't always have to be on a big scale, and not everybody have to see, because people will eventually. Because when you're doing righteous in life and you stay a general, word of mouth, it'll get around. But it's not about being seen. But I'm just saying, drop that pebble in that pond. That analogy, that's not really not my analogy, but I love that analogy. Just drop that pebble in that pond. Just do it, and just watch the ripples that we send out, them righteous ripples we send out. They will come back. It's inevitable. That's how the spiritual realm operates, and again, it's not about being this deep spiritual person. It's just stepping into that righteous unknown. I'm telling you, we'll amaze ourselves. So don't let ourselves become down and out. So in some parts of our life, we have to stop and think, okay, why am I going through this challenge? Why am I going through this struggle? What is that great divine trying to tell me? We got to teach ourselves to do this, so we can come up with the best solutions possible. And the reason we study ourselves, human nature, and becoming better and greater and learning results, brothers and sisters, a great way of life, and not suffocating ourselves with chaos and toxic, evil things, so we can breathe, and it's good for our health and our immune system, because everything we do in this life ties into our immune system, real talk. So that's why we have to find the best solution possible. Never let fear enter our body, even though we do get some concern in our body, but don't let it take over us. Again, our evidence is the divine moments that propelled us in life. So hang on to those moments. That's what will keep us blazing in the present, So I just wanted to share that, stay with it, because I don't like people to be down and out. I've been there. I know what it's like. So stay in that gift of serenity and embrace the tranquil composure and think, before we jump off any impulse, especially toxic ones, because the thing I like to reiterate, we can do one little itty bitty small little toxic thing or wrong choice that'll F up our whole life. And then what? We're fighting our whole life to get back that negative energy or wasted energy that we have put out, and be thankful for those who have gotten to a space where we're not doing the same thing and we have changed old habits and all that kind of stuff. But it's a process, but progress, little progress or big progress, just always be progressing and looking to do better. I'm telling you, and we will. And that's facts, because I've experienced it. And most of our upright teachers who have been on this planet for a long time, trust me, a lot of us have experienced a lot of fires in our life. That's what make us strong. That's what make us whole. And that's what make us see. And when we come out that struggle, and man, we can teach it to someone else, because we know we've been through it. And that's a beautiful space to be in, because again, we are leaders and teachers with what? A student spirit. Never ever lose that student spirit. And if we stay in that tranquil composure, we won't. And appreciate the gift of serenity, because it is a precious gift, because not everybody's able to get by themselves and really think, and dig in deep into our soul for solutions. So, because it is a gift and it is a privilege. It's precious, because, man, just think of, some of us that have made it to a stable foundation. Think of the moments we have wasted. We're like, man, so just every now and then, like I said, extract the needed tools of the past, but don't stay in the past and don't lag. And never forget the fires that we blaze through. You probably hear me say that a lot, because man, that's why we got all these generals and warriors out here, because we said F the devil in the past and we blazed through, and man, we connected with that great divine and mama nature. And now we have tranquil composure. And we emphasis after the layers and lessons, man, woo, we now know the gift of serenity, because that's where that great divine, mama nature, deep thoughts, and that connection to that great divine resides deep in our core. Those moments that no one sees, that's the best connection and the only true connection to that great divine, to that intimate, righteous spirit. It's beautiful. Talk to that divine, have a discussion with him, or with it. And I'm telling you, it'll give that greatness back tenfold. And we generate generals, create warriors around us in our loving circles, Again, we all have them around, so let's wield it gracefully. All right. I'm gonna get to this hip hop break. And again, just man, soak in this view on the banner. Isn't that beautiful? You can't tell me that ain't beautiful. That beautiful waterfall and that water and that sky. And I don't know if you can see the sun real well. Probably see it better on the thumbnail. I'm rhyming. But yeah, and it's just beauty. You know what I'm saying? I'm beauty. I'm attracted to beauty, and real authentic beauty. It inspires me to share it to the world. Because it's so needed, man. Righteous generals and people just wanting the world to be a better place is so needed, man. Because there's so much negative stuff out here. Somebody got to be righteous, but firm. Not naive, stupid, none of that. Aware and on point. Also funny. And joyful at the same time, but firm. A general, nonetheless. Like one spellbreakers that ride along with the brother. We ride along, remember? We're leaders and teachers. All right, so I'm going to get to this hip-hop break. Let me see. We're going to outro out with that. Yeah, I love that, man. Yep, let's get to this hip-hop break. Let me see. And I do have some summaries on the gift of serenity and tranquil composure. Let me see. Lord Lamont did just message me. I'm pretty sure that was him. I got to look at the phone. But I do think that was him. Let me see. Yep, he just messaged me. I'll get him in a minute. Yeah, probably message him during the hip hop break. Yep, Lord Lamont. So I guess the father and son discussion will be on today. Let me see. All right. Yep. When I come back, I do have some summary breakdowns on Serenity. And not that none of us don't know what Serenity is, but just want to get it in our subconscious. Because sometimes we just breeze through things in life. And as well as myself, I'm guilty of that too. So that's why I say doing this is like therapy, and just kind of stop and smelling the roses for a minute. So we're going to stop on that word serenity, and we're going to appreciate it so we can go in deeper. And why should we must know the gift of it. You know, it's a precious gift that great divine gives us. We tap into our deep core, our spirit, and then we develop tranquil composure. All right. Let me get everything worked out. And these two songs I played before, they're kind of reminders, and for those who may not ever heard it. All right. And the first one is So Lovely, and it's about feeling free, you know. Because as I said before, I say it again. Being free is a state of mind as well as success. So it's so lovely when we feel free. So that's the first song. And the next one is Opportunity. And remember, I played both of these songs before, but they're reminders. All right. And be back after this. Salute.
Wake up music, let's go. My generals, yeah. It's so lovely, yeah. When we feel free, and we can see, brothers and sisters. It's so lovely, it's so lovely. When we feel free, when we feel free, and we can sing, and brothers and sisters, it's so lovely, it's so lovely. When we feel free, when we feel free, I'ma do what I gotta do, and I'ma stay true.
Let's go.
In this life, making sure we never ever lose.
Let's go.
My brothers and my sisters and my families.
Let's go.
We make it here, yeah, and we stay a generals. Gotta stay tough on this foundation. Gotta stay focused in this life. Concentration, be a beast, making sure that we see by enemies on this music, on this MIC.
Let's go.
Ooh, I feel it all up in my soul while I'm on the go, thinking that great divine, and I'm here. Listen to me flow. I'm thinking my son, LAMONT, doing what we gotta do, being real, never front, getting what we need, and the ones will come.
Let's go.
In this life, be pure. Sometimes I've had fun. I like to teach and making sure I reach and making sure all of us get the chance to see. Woo! It's so lovely. It's so lovely when we feel free. When brothers and sisters, and we can see, and we can see. It's so lovely. It's so lovely. It's so lovely. Stay up after that, brothers and sisters. Just a short take when it's lovely, when we feel free. Stay deep within thee. This is for my family, brothers and sisters, general. It's so lovely. It's so lovely when we feel free. When we feel free.
Real talk. How many of us have felt that when, because again, we go through challenges and things happen, but we have some moments in our life where everything's going well. Hang on to those moments. And as me and Lord Lamont discussed, we say thank you all the time, not just when things are going bad. I'm telling you, be thankful in everything, even through the struggle. See what it is. See why we're going through that struggle. Come at it at every angle. As I said, come up with the best solution possible. Because being wicked and evil and don't give, we already know where that's going to lead us, So All right, be always in the business of building generals and be in the business of coming up with solutions. Never be the problem. All right, next song is Opportunity. Always look for opportunity to be better, greater, stronger, and pass it on to our youth. Back after this. Opportunity.
Shit. Wake up music. Brothers and sisters. Yeah. Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? When we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah. And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. The man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. The man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? I gotta see, making sure we clear out in these streets. Gotta be a beast righteously, making sure we here and we on our feet. Protection for our family. I gotta stay firm and watch out for the greed. And yeah, we'll be good. I man up in the soul. I'm trying to touch my family, sisters, and all my bros. And yeah, be a warrior and a general. And in this life, be bold and never ever fold. I gotta keep the spirit so deep in thee. In this life, this the only way that I can be the E. The same way I am, I want you to be too. I want us to be happy in this life and make it through. I want us to be happy, never having no blues. No. And man, it feels so good, man, when we true. Ooh. Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door. Man is knocking at the door. Yeah. Man, we have so much more. Yeah. Man, we can get so much more. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunity, man, it's knocking at the door. Man, I'd have been through a lot of things, but I'm here today, and I got the same brain. I'm thankful for my brothers and my children and my family. I always talk about that, man, on every beat. Man, so deep, embedded, all up in my bones. I will stay up in this life on these songs, and I stay strong. Yeah, stay and stick with that divine zone in my spirit. Yeah, in this life we keep on going, we can hear it, man, so hear it then. It's the only way that we can win, and we do the process every day, again and again. Thanking that great divine, every day I wake up. I'm trying to touch my family, brothers and sisters, man, stay tough. Woo! Yeah, we got so much more. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door.
Real talk, brothers and sisters. Never ever miss the opportunity to listen to that purpose great divine has called us for. Many of us has answered that call, though, haven't we? It's wonderful when we know what that call is. Remember, small or big, And then something I love to say and something I live by, and that actually helped me. If we're looking at everything else and, things that's before us, we will never see greatness or good things that could come to us beyond. That's why I say have a above and beyond thinking in this life, and and just step into our purpose. But first, we gotta know what our purpose is, and be humble about our gifts and thankful about them, because it's just wonderful knowing who we are and where we're going, where we've been. That's what keep us growing, learning, and staying stable in this life. So, man, all right, so let's get into it. Leaders and teachers with a student spirit. I want to get into some summary breakdowns of the gift of serenity and tranquil composure. Let's go, generals. Let's go. Serenity is the state of being calm, peaceful, or wholeness within, and untroubled, often characterized by a lack of mental stress or anxiety, It represents tranquil composure, such as a quiet mind or a peaceful or one who's in wholeness environment, and can also refer to a royal title, title, but righteously authentic, not titles of the world, labels, none of that crap. Keys synonyms include tranquility, repose, peace, placidity, and composure, which I just said. All right, keep moving on. I just wanted to give a little introduction into let me see. Yeah, the gift of serenity is beautiful because that's where we fight all our hardest battles. A lot of battles are won or lost, but let's speak positive. Let's make them righteous battles, even though they can be struggles. Because our psyche, that's the valley. The valley everybody talk about, it's not on the outside. It's that psyche. That's where the hardest battles are fought. And some have lost there, because once you've lost in your psyche, you might as well give it up on the outside. If you're triggered by everything, we don't have no kind of defense against things on the outside, person, place, things, especially if it's toxic. You're just going to be open for things that can enter our body. Stress being one of them, anxiety, all that. Once it take over our body and we don't do anything about it, it's just a matter of time. It's like a building. It'll crumble at any moment. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So let's stay as righteous as possible in our heart, mind, and soul. All right. Natural environment. That's why I had that in the intro with the instruments and music. Again, tranquility, composure, and the gift of serenity ties into every aspect of our life. Music being one of them. All right. But life in general. Let's go. Natural environment. The ancient monastery nestled in the mountains exuded an aura of timeless serenity. Nature environment. That's why I got this on the banner. Something about nature, but one has to learn about it and know about it and how beautiful it really can be. Just go outside one day and don't record or nothing and just look up into the sky. That's it right there. The rest is history. Be amazed what it would drop in our spirit. Just the idea, anything. Get away and develop that tranquil composure. Because again, walks and doing hobbies and things that inspire us, that's all again ties into the gift of serenity. All right. And it helps our mental state in the midst of a chaotic work day or something in the world. No, I was just speaking on what we all speak on. Discover a moment of serenity. It's not like, again, we can close our eyes too. That's a good meditation too, but it's not all about that. Just getting into one's deep thought and deflecting all things that the mind, body, and soul don't need at all. Right? Relaxation. Learn to relax, not be so tense. I used to be like that too. Again, that's why you always hear me say joy, fun, laughter. Gotta have those things too. Don't let ourselves become what? A robot. All right. After a challenging week or day, find serenity in the simple things, simple act of, create peaceful moments. It goes back to our environment, how we think in the core of our soul. Find a peaceful place in a park, in an open field somewhere where we can, especially in the morning time. I think that's the best time for tranquility, the morning, in a park, because that's when we hear the birds chirping, and get out there with them and look up to the sky. Notice the animals and birds and trees all around us. That's a beautiful space to be, and really get in tune with our spirit. Really, really get deep in touch with our spirit deep within and connect with Mama Nature. And guess what? Mama Nature will connect with us. It could be through the weather. It could be through animals, trees, sounds, you name it. We just got to get out there on purpose, intentionally, and experience these things, especially if feel like we feel some kind of way. Get in nature and think about it. Don't just sit at home and soak in something that's bringing us down. If that's the case, get in places wherever we are. If we feel some kind of sadness or some depression, get out of that area you're at. Go somewhere in an open field away from everything and really think again, come up with the best solution possible. All right. And this leads into the next one. Situational. The sound of the gentle waves crashing against the shore or water gives us a sense of serenity too. Like I did a podcast with Prince, And remember the movie Purple Rain, when he was in his deepest thought, where was he? He went down to the pond, the same place he took that girl. See, Prince, when that wasn't in that movie by chance. Prince probably used to do that for real. And if you check some of Prince's history, the history he allowed to be let out, because he was a very private person, but he had a connection with nature. So, and I used to do that back in the day, even when I didn't understand why I did it. I used to always go sit by the water and have deep thought. I've always done that, even when I didn't understand why I was led to that. So I just want to use that example of Prince. Y'all remember when he broke up with the girl in the movie, when he kind of didn't understand himself, and he kind of had his father's characteristics, but of course in the movie he changed, didn't realize who he was, and what brought him to that point, the fire, the struggle of him and his dad relationship, his mom and all that, made him a better person at the end of the movie. I know that was a movie, but that was actually Prince in real life. That's how he was in real life. Actually, it was kind of a depiction of who he really was, but we all remember that scene when he was sitting down on the pond. I should have took a picture of that. That should have been the thumbnail. And he sat by the pond and thought. So in most philosophical summaries or sayings or analogies, you'll always hear nature in there, because Great Divine and Mama Nature is all tied in together. And we talk about a righteous Great Divine, that once it's in our spirit. Make us do the right thing. Not no pleasurize God. Not something we use when it's convenient to look good in front of people. No. Again, the most locked on connection with that Great Divine is when no one sees. That's the secret connection to that Great Divine and Mama Nature. When we're connecting with it when no one sees, let Great Divine and Mama Nature lead the way, All right. So that's just some summaries I wanted to share. And let me see. And I'm gonna stop right there. I did have another summary, but maybe I'll share the rest with Lord Lamont later on today. Salute again to my family, my children, those who've been riding along, and our spell breakers, our fellow spell breakers, something Lord Lamont came up with. And I'm gonna leave those who've been riding along. Thank you, and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX discussion, and coming on this. Having this couch talk in nature, and again, deep thinking and tranquil composure ties into every aspect of our life, whether it's music, something in the world, something in our personal lives, family, children, or just something in general. Know the gift of serenity. I think it helps us, when we take moments back, especially if it's something we're coming to a very vital decision. I've said this many times, whenever we coming into something very important, always take a moment, step back and think first. Decisions is everything. Choices is everything. When it comes to the mind, body, and the soul, see, hear, and feel, in that battlefield we call the psyche. That's why I say we better be a general in that psyche, because and this for me too, folks. So, but I'm gonna keep plowing through. As I said, nothing is of coincidence, consequence, but not coincidence. We're all standing firm on the foundation we're on. The generals that's standing firm today for a reason, So I got some tools I want to leave with one spell breakers that ride along with the brother, and I'm gonna just run through them. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tools, and we can look them up, because some of these words I read, some of them I don't use a lot in one's vocabulary. That's the beautiful thing about reading and looking up stuff, and emphasis on reading. I'm talking about a real book, a paperback book, not just online, because I got books, and I will be having a book session in the future. I said I got one. I've done, again, about 14 book sessions on that book called The Contender. So look for that in the future. I still will be doing that. I just haven't got around to it. So reading is good. Keeps the mind sharp, keeps our eyes sharp. And there's many ideas that can stem from reading and looking up stuff and researching and being adventurous in this life, especially in our mind. Work that mind, all parts of our mind, and be the powerful generals, man, we ever was, Stomp on the devil's head. Don't stand a chance, and a righteous soldier or warrior or general's life. Put that protection around ourselves, family, and loved ones in our circle, far and near, in the world, online. Y'all know how I do it. A global perspective, all right? And I'm going to leave those with these tools, and I'm going to salute you divine generals on to your divine life. Tool number 1, remember there's 9 of them. Tranquility, which we're talking about, is the must and a need, because that's where our ideas are developed, our solutions are found, and that's how we come up with that dynamic ways to keep that divine shield up, to deflect things we don't need in our mind, body, and soul. Tranquility is important. Tranquil composure, all right? And we don't let everything sway us, all right? The next one on the list, peace or peacefulness, is needed. Again, especially when we're coming into important situations where we're speaking, or a situation in our life, family life, children, etc. Always get in those spaces where we can be whole within and clear-minded. All right. Third tool, calm and calmness. Always to keep us out of trouble and seeing things, and it heightens our awareness. If we're doing this righteously, and I'm telling you, and we finally do know that connection with that great divine, the secret connection, it'll bring the gift of calm and calmness. When we're not triggered by any and everything, we see more, and we learn more, and we grow more. Facts. All right. Fourth tool on this righteous walk, repose. Now, that's a word I never really say, but I'm sure it has something to do with tranquility. So that'll be a little homework, because that's a word I've never used. I got to look that up myself. So look that word up, repose. So if it's a part of tranquility, it's a tool we'll need. So that'll be homework for the listeners. Look up that word, repose. All right. Again, I've never used that word. I never even looked it up. So next tool, composure, which we're speaking on, tranquil composure. That is, and composure keeps us looking young. It's good for our immune system. And again, tranquil composure ties into every aspect of our life. It keeps us from drama, trouble, and toxic things. All right. And as we know, we're living in a world of distractions and toxic things. All right. Next tool on the list, equanimity. And I would think, and that's another word I never said, never used, equanimity. And I would say that would have something to do with equality, So that'll be another word for homework. Look that word up. And again, if it has something to do with tranquility, has to be a good righteous tool. So that's a word I've never never used. So that'd be some homework for myself too, like that other word, repose. So that's something I'm gonna look up. See how ideas come. I can make a whole show around that word, real talk. So that's some homework for me, those who listening. Look that up. Equanimity. All right. Next tool, plasticity. That's another word I never used. That's more homework, but it's got to be a righteous tool, So that's another one on the list. More homework for the listeners. Last but not least, tool, quietude. And to me, that sounds like solitude. And I did like I said, I wrote a book called Solitude Strength, and it's a place of teaching, preparedness, and learning our own behavior, so we can be have integrity and give back to humanity and their culture. So that's what Solitude Strength, a book I wrote. And I'm up to 9 pages. I haven't started page 10 yet, but look for that in the future, And I just randomly read it on different podcasts I do, whether it's volunteering podcast. Salute. I didn't volunteer this week. I did have to get rest, but I'll keep those updated on the volunteering. I'll be volunteering next week if nothing gets in the way of it. So I just want to be honest about that. But I like doing every time I do it. I'm glad I do, So, and salute to the faculty and the lunchroom attendants and two golden school sisters that are working the cafeteria, and the brother that be in there, that's security, and I just have a great time every time I go. Even some days be challenging. And salute to the youth that have come to know throughout the last 3-4 years. One has been volunteering, and a lot of the youth in the intro, in that classical song that you hear in the intro, some of those youth that was in that band I might know. I think some of them are from other schools though. Yep. So those were some tools I wanted to leave. And again, some homework would be repose, repose, because I've never used that word. I've never heard of it actually. So gotta be honest like that. And equanimity, that's another word I've never used. And plasticity, I've never really used that word, but I think I know what it means. This is homework for me too. And quietude, I think that's just another way of saying solitude, but look those words up and get them in your subconscious and draw ideas from it. Might even help with a solution, but we got to do things intentionally and make that effort. And once that great divine locked on to our ideas and our creativity and our abilities, as well as Mama Nature, the rest is history. So stay great, stay strong, brothers and sisters, And again, think of those fires we have blazed through. That's why a lot of us are standing firm right now. And that's brother, sister, family. I mean it. A global perspective. May the great divine protect us, keep us vigilant, prospering, and learning, And again, get to know the gift of serenity. That's where the solutions may lie. You got to get away from shit, And tranquil composure is beautiful when we take it serious and we wield these gifts and abilities, righteous gifts and abilities great divine gives us. Please, I'm begging you, wield it gracefully, And as I love to say, I like to leave with one's generals, stay strong, even though they may be having a struggle. Stay with it, please. I'm begging you. Listen to our righteous teachers out here. Real emphasis on real righteous teachers out here, whether they got platform or not, in our families, those that we can learn from, that can impact us, Don't let ourselves be down and out. There's always a way. There's always a solution. When we stay in that gift of serenity and we develop tranquil composure. And man, treat our mind, body, and soul like Taekwondo. Salute. This has been brought to you by Mama Nature and that great divine.